Hey everyone, welcome back to Addie P's Real Estate Tea. I hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving filled with family, food, and friends. I know I certainly had a wonderful day, more relaxing than anything. All right, now, before I get into the video, I always ask, and you also graciously oblige me, if you like what you hear in the video, please hit that thumbs up. Please don't forget to share because sharing is caring, especially since we're all in the Thanksgiving festive mood. Okay. And also, if you like what you hear in this video and want to hear more content from me, please consider subscribing. And when you subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos on the channel. And you already know, if you follow your girl over on Instagram, don't forget to drop her a heart and show her some love. All right. Now, I wish that these tenants that were involved in these horrific events were shown a little bit of love. And as you saw from the title of the video, this is business, not personal. I wanted to share a little story time with you all in regard to these two articles that I read recently in regard to these landlords, both landlords coincidentally out of New York, that are being criminally charged. One, he stabbed and killed 3 tenants of his, reportedly due to unpaid rent, and the other tenant out of South Brooklyn who had set a fire. Luckily, these folks got out and were able to live to see another day. But again, subsequently, due to unpaid rent. Now, I have to say, first and foremost, I have represented quite a few landlords over the years and continue to. I have a lot of investor clients and so forth. And one thing that stands out with the ones that have been more successful is the implementation of a property manager, having one, and also in addition to having a property manager, vetting their tenants in a more vigorous process. So those are the two things that you really have to consider if you are just starting your journey into being a landlord and investing in real estate, and you're going to be renting units or properties out, to spend that money. Don't make this personal, but definitely take your time and make sure that you are properly vetting your tenants. And also, excuse me, that's my little one running around here. But also make sure that you are bite the bullet and pay the money if need be. If you know that you can go from 0 to 1,000 real quick, okay, then you need to have a middleman there, and that middleman is a property manager. And when I tell you that they are worth their weight in gold and that they can be that go-to person, that person to say, hey, you know what, yeah, sorry to hear that, but rent is still due, and you know that you don't have the heart to say that, or that you maybe will explode and be like, where's my money? Stop playing in my face. Give me my stuff. That's not the way that you conduct business, because this is essentially a business transaction. You are giving these individuals something, which is a property, in exchange for time, money, and so on, which we can get into that if you need a breakdown or an explanation, which I doubt it. But needless to say, you want to make sure you do that. And I, over the past year, had a client, a little bit of a story time here, who rented a property of his, a long-time property, and the tenants were less than favorable. And while they didn't completely trash the place was not in a great condition as it was given to these individuals, meaning the tenants. And long story short, they refused to leave. There had to be law enforcement put in place. One tenant had actually barricaded themselves themselves in the property when it came time for eviction, because usually if the tenant does not leave by a specified time, and eviction takes place, there's usually a constable that comes out to, make sure that the property is vacant, to secure it, put a no trespassing sign. At least that's what they do here locally. I don't know what they do in other municipalities. But long and short of it, I feel that had there been some other intervention, a middleman, so a property manager there in this situation, that it would not have escalated to that far, in gotten that deep, as far as this individual then really hunkering down and refusing to leave, and that's something out of almost 2 decades in this business I have never saw. So I urge you again to like I said in the title, and I will stress this to you in other videos, anything, that always, it is never personal, always business. And to please think about, if you have that temper and you are not here locally to keep an eye on your properties or wherever your properties may be, and you can't get to them quickly enough, that you really consider a property manager. And lastly, make sure, sorry, things get kind of wild here with the little one, but lastly, also make sure that you are vetting your tenants properly prior to renting to them. Spend the money, or a lot of times tenants will, if you ask, they will be the ones to go on. No personal endorsement here, but one of my favorites is myrental.com. They do a multi-state check of evictions, any kind of criminal background history, all of those things. So that way you have a full scope of what to expect when renting to these individuals. So when these erratic behaviors potentially occur, which unfortunately sometimes they do, you're not caught off guard like, oh my goodness, I had no idea that this person would be standing off here in this property and refusing to leave, or that this person has completely trashed this place. Well, if you thoroughly vetted them, I can almost bet that at some point in time they were not a good tenant somewhere else, and that they have indeed some kind of trail, some kind of record, and that you may be able to see, oh well, so and so was just evicted a year and a half ago somewhere else. What happened? And by no means am I slamming anybody who's been evicted. Trust me, I know that things get hard sometimes, but sometimes people aren't upfront with their circumstances and things that have happened either. So you need that extra backup, that extra set of eyes to be able to then gauge if this is a safe a bet for you, or if it is truly a big risk that you don't feel that you can take. All right. So I think that is it for now. Join me in next week's video, where I'll be discussing October numbers, which are the latest numbers for the housing market report. And until that time, you all have a blessed one. Take care.